Hi, everybody. Okay, I just have to say that I am beyond excited. A little nervous, but I'm not really, because I'm more excited than I am nervous to be sitting here with Dave Asprey, founder of Bulletproof. Now, I have to be honest with you that when I've used the coffee for a long time.
Wow.
Yeah, before it was sold in Whole Foods, before I could get it, easily. Now we can. Now we can all get it. But I really only knew Bulletproof as Bulletproof Coffee. I didn't know that there was like the man behind it and the lifestyle, the Bulletproof lifestyle. Can you tell us about like what it means to be bulletproof?
Bulletproof is this state of when you have control of your own biology, so that you can make your body do whatever you want. It's about the idea of tapping into the unlimited power of being human. Like, we have so much power and energy and abilities that are buried and hidden and not working. So when you're bulletproof, you just know you have the energy it takes to handle whatever life brings to you. That's what it's all about.
I mean, don't we all want that, right?
I sure did when I weighed 300 pounds and I had brain fog and like my body hurt all the time, and I'm working on my career and doing really well, but just accelerator all the way to the floor and going slower, not faster.
Right.
And that feeling of kind of helplessness and like maybe it's because I'm not trying hard enough.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back to that.
I don't either. Because I've experienced a little bit the next level of health, and you get hooked.
Totally.
It's addicting. Now, I just have to, I share with you a little bit of the story, how I saw you at an event, but I just wanted to start by saying, people in their 20s and 30s, right, you take your health for granted. You always like, I'm young, I'm healthy, life is great. And then in your 30s, maybe late 30s, especially for myself, 40s, some health issues.
You've passed through your late 30s?
You and I are the same age.
You look great.
You do too. You do too. 40, some health issues started to come up. Yeah. And, it's one of those things, and I feel like you guys maybe will understand what I'm talking about. It's you feel off, right? Yeah. But you don't feel sick enough to go to a traditional doctor, right? That's where I was. I went to a naturopathic doctor and started having a different conversation about health, but it was a new conversation. And I was in a place, and I started doing that because I started a daily talk show, and I got on stage, live television, and I was thinking it in my mind, but it was not coming out in my mouth the way I was thinking it, and everybody was so sharp and quick, and after the first week, I was thinking, I'm going to lose this job if I don't get this together. So that was around the time I was seeing the naturopathic doctor, and then I go to Tony Robbins' event. And I see in my schedule Bulletproof, and I see your name, and I'm thinking, I know that coffee. And then you get up on stage, and mind you, there is 9,000 people in this audience, and you start sharing about your health journey, and you started talking about mitochondria, and I'm thinking, who is this guy that's getting up to talk about your mitochondria in front of 9,000 people? I mean, who talks like that, right? I hadn't heard about mitochondria or had that conversation since I was, in high school, I think. So it was such an aha moment for me, because finally I was hearing somebody have that conversation that I was already hearing from the naturopathic doctor. I felt validated. I felt like I was on the right path, that what I knew instinctively was true, that I could have better health if I sought after it and I was on top of it. And that's what you were talking about. But what I want to ask you is, and I know that's part of the reason you started Bulletproof, but why isn't everyone having this conversation? And it's so frustrating, because why isn't this conversation the norm?
There's a couple reasons it's not the norm. The first reason is that we're not very good at spotting slow decline. You have to sort of hit a point like you did. Like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this.
That's exactly right.
And maybe I'm fortunate. I hit that when I was 26 years old.
Wow.
I made $6 million at the company that held Google's first server. I lost it when I was 28. That was a bummer.
A little bit.
But during that time, I would go into meetings, and at the end of the meeting, I'm like, oh my God, I'm pretty high up in the company, and I have no idea what just happened. I can't remember a thing. I'm really like biting my cheek to pay attention, and I just don't have it. And it was that feeling of like almost like helplessness, where like I'm pushing as hard as I can. And I went to the doctor, like something's wrong.
You did go to the doctor.
Oh, and he goes, maybe you should lose some weight. I'm like, oh really? Like I work out 6 days a week, an hour and a half a day, and I haven't lost any weight, and I eat nothing, less than my thin friends, and I'm not losing any weight.
Right.
And I'm tired all the time, and I don't feel good, and I'm getting angry. And
sounds familiar.
yeah.
Right.
And so for me, I hit that early in life. So I was like old when I was young, and you hit that on your talk show.
Yeah.
And like it's an emergency because
it was an emergency situation.
My survival, my ability to take care of my family is at risk. Most people aren't there. They're somewhere between how they could feel, and most of us haven't felt that way ever, or maybe when we were 2 or something. So this doesn't seem like it exists because we haven't felt it.
Yeah.
So we're willing to kind of survive in the middle, but we're not
settle.
Yeah, we're not kicking ass. Like we're not expressing the power that we could be doing. And when you think about it, like, okay, what if you went into the system of the body that made power and you just worked on that? Where does all that energy that your body makes, where does it go? It goes into your willpower, and it goes into your muscles and how you look and all that stuff, how quickly you age. But really, if you have more energy, you have more willpower, you get more stuff done. And maybe some of that willpower you can turn around and say, I'm going to finally meditate, or I'm going to do the hard work on myself. And that's what happened to me.
You know, I love that you say that, because I feel like as we age, I notice it with my friends. It's sort of like an acceptance, like, oh, we're getting older, so naturally this is how we feel, or this is going to happen, and you just accept it. But you showed us that you don't have to accept it.
No.
You don't have to just sit by and watch your health, you know, go by the wayside. You can really take control of your health and feel amazing, and maybe even better than you did in your 20s.
Well, think about it like this. Most people balance their checkbook, and you look at your credit card bills. And if your credit cards are getting bigger and your bank account's getting smaller, at a certain point you're like, you know, I don't like what's happening here, and you look at it all the time. But we don't do that with our health. Right? So all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm not liking it, but it's not measurable, it's not trackable, but you just realize one day, I don't have the oomph, like I don't have the resilience I used to have. I don't know if I have enough energy to bring it today, knowing that it's going to be a big day. And that feeling of uncertainty is a small anxiety. And until it gets big, you're not going to pay attention. But what if that just never happened? Because you just built the world around you. You made your house and your diet and your exercise so that you always have the energy of a young person. Or if you've lost it the way I did when I was young, you just put it back. And then you keep that, and you keep that until you're 100. Like, wouldn't that be amazing?
See, that's what's so exciting, because you're telling us all that it's okay. Like, it's okay. Like, we can really have that. Like, change your life, change the way you eat, change the products that you use. Now, speaking of products, I have to say, it has been amazing to see the growth of Bulletproof in the past year. You have so many incredible products.
Thank you.
And so for some people who just know about the coffee, you guys, there's so many things that he's come out with. It's behind us. We're going to go through some of them. That's really going to make a huge difference in your health and in your life. So I want to go through, let's just touch on some of the products you have here and introduce it to the audience.
Okay. We can do that.
Okay.
As long as we also tell them something they can do that they don't have to spend any money on.
I love that. That's even better, right?
All right. So that's the requirement. You don't have to buy bulletproof stuff to be bulletproof. You just have to take control of your biology. And there's tons of free things you can just change in your life. You don't have to buy stuff, but buying stuff might help.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, let's go. So tell me about, we know about the Bulletproof coffee, which I use every single day. And if you guys, if they haven't seen how to make your coffee, your Bulletproof coffee, there's tons of
video. I think it's our top played video on Bulletproof
on live. So
YouTube
you guys
channel.
should check that out. But right now I want you to see some of the new stuff. Well, first we should start with the book.
Okay.
Because so much time and effort and energy and knowledge has gone into this book. I think this is the book you said that you're probably most proud of, right?
Well, I mean, this book hit the New York Times Science bestseller list. This is a book on how to do stuff. This is a how-to book. And when I saw that, I was just so, like, that was one of the highlights of my career, just to have written a book that was on a list with, some of the biggest authors ever. I was blown away. But there's tons of science, but the idea is it's readable and it's actionable.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if I say, here's how stuff works. Like, what do you do with that?
If you can't go out and do it, then it's not.
Right.
What's the information worth?
So this is about how to turn your cells on so they make more energy. Yeah. And the first place you feel it is in your brain. And that's why it's called Headstrong. Because and also, you need to be a little bit headstrong. Be like, I'm actually not going to accept this slow decline into, a nursing home.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that way. I had an 88-year-old board member on the anti-aging group that I run who was dating a 40-year-old. And I was like, you go. But the idea here is I've met old people who have more energy and more focus than I do.
Yeah.
You don't have to decline the way we picture it, and
Yeah.
that's what this book is about.
Okay, so start here.
All right.
Headstrong. And then let's go into some of the products. Like, what are some things that you're really, really excited about right now? You shared a few with me when we were off camera, like Unfair Advantage, which I love the title. Who doesn't want, well, unfair advantage? I don't know. I want an advantage for sure. So let's talk about this. This is what I needed, from what I understand. You explained to me when I was in that moment struggling, thinking I was going to lose my job.
Your body's job is to take air, oxygen, and food, whether it's fat or sugar or glucose, carbs, and get electrons out of them. Same electrons that power your iPhone. And what was going on with you and what was going on with me is that we weren't very good at doing that.
Right.
This Unfair Advantage is a compound that we came up with a proprietary delivery system. It's a little ampule, which keeps the stuff intact. And you put it under your tongue, tastes like fruit. But what it does is it goes into the body and it enables the process of energy creation. So there's no stimulants, there's no herbs. It's just a compound that gets depleted in your body. So all of a sudden your cells can make energy the way they're supposed to make energy. And I mean, you just had some. Do you feel it?
I feel great. I was like, let's go outside and run the streets of Pasadena. No, I feel great.
And the whole point of these bulletproof products, you're supposed to feel it if it works. You can sort of religiously have your kale salad every day. You're not going to feel amazing after kale salad. Maybe it has some long-term benefits. I would argue probably not. But you didn't feel it. You're supposed to feel it. This is something that most people feel. And if you don't feel it, don't use it. Use something else.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about Keto Prime.
Keto Prime is one of my favorite supplements.
Oh, I love that you're saying that because you have a lot of good stuff.
It's a little lozenge. You suck on it.
Okay.
And what it does is it provides another molecule that gets depleted throughout the course of your day.
Okay.
You cannot make energy from food unless this compound is at full power. So if you have this, you can make more effective use of the food you eat. And when you take it, you feel usually within a few minutes like, wow, I'm back. And 2 studies just came out that showed that this treats the emotional symptoms of PMS, believe it or not.
Okay, well, I should leave some with some today. Maybe a few.
What happens?
Few of those. Right.
Your energy declines and you feel anxiety because your body's like, I need more energy here. What's going on?
Yeah.
This turns on your ability to make energy again. And look, if you're not able to do all the things that your body wants to do to repair itself and have enough energy to like express gratitude and to pay attention, it's stressful. And this just lowers the stress because like I finally got that energy back that I didn't even know I was missing. So Keto Prime is something I take on airplanes. I take one of these every day. And
every day?
Huge
You're doing
difference.
This every day?
Oh yeah.
Are you doing the Unfair Advantage every day?
Yeah, I do actually several of these a day and several of those a day. It helps that I can get as much as I want. Okay,
so let's talk about eye armor because this, you're wearing the beautiful True Dark glasses. That if you didn't have them on, I told you I would not recognize you because you always have them on. I now have the night version.
Nice.
That my kids want to steal, but now you have kids version, so I'll be picking up some of those. But this is sort of hand in hand with your True Dark glasses, right?
What's happening now is that we changed our lighting indoors. So we have tons of LED lights and blue lights and fluorescent lights, and these cause huge amounts of stress on the cells in the eye. And you go back 10 years, we had some fluorescent lights, but it was mostly incandescent lights. Those are more compatible with our biology. It turns out that light is a nutrient, just like food. We're getting too much junk light, just like we were getting too much junk food. So eye armor is something that I designed to help protect your eyes and make them stronger. I used to be just about knocked out when I go into a room with really bright fluorescent like studio lamps or even just some office buildings. You're like, like I'm gonna get a headache.
Well, even the mall. I always tell, now you're saying it all makes sense. I was like, ladies, we go to the mall, right? After a day in the mall walking around, I'm exhausted. And I was thinking shopping is exhausting, but no, it's the lights.
I had the same experience my whole life.
Right?
I was like, why do I always feel? I thought it was the air. Like maybe there's no oxygen in the mall.
I thought that too. I thought it was the air because the air was affecting my eyes, and I was thinking the whole thing. Yeah.
It's junk lighting.
It's
and they
junk
do it to
lighting.
save money. So building eye resilience for me was really important. So yeah, I use the glasses that block out half the blue light during the day, but I take eye armor every single day. And it builds up the compounds in your eyes that make them stronger so you can have more resilience.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cool thing.
Oh my gosh, like seriously, this is so exciting. Like I'm such a nerding out right now. This is so exciting.
The number of people who leave the office at the end of the day with food cravings and tiredness, and they don't have the energy to come home and play with their family or to go play tennis or do whatever they love to do.
Right.
It's the lights.
It's the lights, people. You're wondering why you're tired. It's the lights. Think about the lights. So this would be a huge help for a lot of people.
Yeah, and it's to build
Big
strength
change.
from within in the eye. And so eye armor is it's really cool stuff. And there's great science behind it. But until you know that junk light is a major problem affecting the strength of your body, affecting your sugar cravings, even affecting how long you're going to live.
That's why whenever I leave work, sometimes it's like you're sort of like caution to the wind and you want to eat whatever.
Yes.
Like, you know, you don't even care. You're not even thinking like I want a bag of chips or I want ice cream.
Your brain is starving because it was so stressed trying to fight this junk light that it's depleted. It's like, give me sugar, I'm going to die.
Depleted. Oh my gosh, I'm having like so many moments right now. Like everything is totally connecting because I hadn't realized that the light was really affecting me that much. Sorry, you guys, I'm making this about me, but we're on the journey together. We are on the journey together. And another product you told me about, which I just tried, which is so delicious, is your cold brew. Your bulletproof coffee cold brew. One
of the things that matters most, like when I make food, there's an order of things that I pay attention to. First is, how do you feel when you eat it or when you drink it? It matters most. Second is, how good does it taste? Because look, if you don't feel good or if it tastes bad, you're not going to stick with it.
This tastes delicious. I could definitely say that.
I love that stuff.
It's so good.
The third thing is, how convenient is it? Because if it's hard to do something, you're probably not going to do it, and then you won't feel good, and then you lose your willpower. And the fourth thing is, how much does it cost? Fortunately, this stuff is the same price as cold brew coffee, and it's available nationally at Whole Foods. We ship it free from the bulletproof.com website. And the idea here is that if you didn't have time to brew your coffee and blend it with the brain octane and the butter, then okay, what are you going to do? So this stuff is also shelf stable. It doesn't require refrigeration, so you can keep it
on
in your
the
desk.
go.
Yeah. And
when you're traveling or at work or whatever, this is so great. So you ask a question in your podcast in Bulletproof Radio, and you ask a lot of people at the end, the 3 hacks. Let's just throw 3 out there. 3 hacks that people can do right now, today, that would significantly change the way they feel. So I'm going to ask you that same question.
All right.
So what would you say? What were 3 things that people can do?
Here's the first one, and this is the most powerful thing that I know of, and it's totally free.
Okay.
I promise we would deliver some things that people don't have to buy.
Yes.
And it's gratitude.
I love that.
I do this every night with my 2 kids, and when I'm putting them down for bed, I say, all right, tell me 3 things you're grateful for. And this could be one of those airy-fairy moments, but it's not. Here's what gratitude does when you actually find something to be grateful for. It can be a small thing. It changes the way your heart beats. And when that happens, it changes your biology. It actually tells your body, stop looking for tigers and start looking for ways to grow. And then you do that before you go to sleep. And when you do that, you sleep better, measurably better. And if you do it again in the morning, you have a better day, because instead of looking at everything as, what do they want from me? Like, what do I have for them?
Yeah.
And it's totally changed my life. And it doesn't cost anything, and it changes your cells. It actually matters.
I love that you said that. We practice that in our family too.
Awesome.
And it makes it really does. It makes a huge difference. And we do it with the kids, and they love it so much.
Oh yeah. I don't think my kids can imagine going to bed without figuring out what they're grateful for, which is cool. Maybe when they're teenagers, they'll still do it.
Right, exactly, and share that with their friends. Okay, so what's 2 more?
All right, 2 more things that you can do. These are out of Headstrong, and I apologize. People aren't going to like this one very much.
Okay.
All right.
I'm nervous.
Your cell's job is to make energy. And if they can't turn themselves on to make energy quickly, you want those parts of the cells to die so that they'll grow new powerful ones. One of the simplest and also free things you can do is at the end of your nice warm shower tomorrow, and I apologize, turn the water on full blast cold, let it hit you in the face and chest. Now, the first 4 days you do this, you're going to be swearing like Dave Asprey guy, bad man, right?
Yeah.
However, after the 4th day, something magical happens. It stops being painful, and you won't go for...
Really? So know that it's going to take 3 to 4 days.
Yeah.
We'll hate you.
You'll go 8 seconds the first day. Like, my head hurts, I have to go.
Right.
But eventually, your body's like, oh my goodness.
I need this.
I need to be able to turn on heat at any time. And that heat is the same thing as electricity. So you train your body, be ready to bring that power whenever I need it. And your skin looks way better when you do this because it hits your skin.
Yeah.
It actually causes your collagen to grow better. And you can do this. So at the end of your shower, a little bit of cold, I promise you, you will feel full of energy. You'll feel amazing. But for the first 4 days, you just won't like me, and that's okay.
What if you shower at night?
It actually improves sleep quality
Okay,
dramatically.
great. Okay, I'm sold because I shower at night. So.
Yeah, but don't
okay.
do it right like 1 second before sleep.
Well, no.
You're going to need 10
like
minutes after
okay,
that.
Like
yeah.
an hour.
Yeah,
okay,
you'll be
and
fine.
what's the third?
All right, the third thing. You must eat a substantial amount of quality undamaged fat. And so many people are eating stuff that's fried, they're eating seed oils, they're eating junk foods, and your body, every cell, your skin, your bones, all of them, they're made of tiny droplets of fat. That's what our cell membranes are. So if you eat even smaller amounts of fried stuff or canola oil, vegetable oil, all those kinds of things, your body's like, this is not a natural substance at all, but I'll try to use it. And then the very composition of who you are is made with flawed materials. So you just cut that out and you replace it with higher amounts of things like olive oil, grass-fed butter, avocados, some things like macadamia nuts and brain octane and some of the other things. And when you do that, your body, especially over time, changes your cells like to be the higher capacity batteries, and you look better, but it turns off cravings right away. So you can have less energy spent on cravings, and you can have better cells, better biology, just by eating more quality fat and avoiding the damaged unnatural fats. And this is missing from a lot of the discussion in nutrition. Not eating the bad stuff is more important than eating the good stuff, but do both.
Yeah, that is like, those were the best hacks. Those were amazing. And you guys, if you want to hear more of this conversation and get to know more about Bulletproof and the Bulletproof Life, and your podcast has changed my life.
Oh, wow, thank you.
Like, I absorb it, you know, like a sponge. Like, I do it when I'm driving, like most people. Bulletproof Radio, there's over 400 episodes, and the conversations that he has with experts from around the world, it will blow your mind and literally change your life and the way you look at your health. So, I mean, seriously, you are a gift.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Like, I come to you with gratitude.
Wow.
Really, truly. And I just really hope that everyone who is tuning in, you explore Bulletproof, you go to the website, you check out the products, definitely listen to the podcast. Grab these books. You know, there's the Bulletproof Cookbook, there's the Bulletproof Diet, there's Headstrong. This guy is amazing. And you brought us all here together at this conference and introduced us to the product. So if you know, next level of Bulletproof would be next year to see you guys here at Bulletproof 2018 conference, right? So everything that people are going to hear you speak about throughout the year and on the podcast, you're going to get to experience all these products, and some of the speakers will be here as well.
It's pretty amazing to be able to play with the toys and experience this and just feel it once. Feel what you're supposed to feel like every day. If you can just try that one time, like, that's my new goal, and you can feel that way every day. And then you go, what else is there? Just keep looking, because you have unlimited energy in your body. You just have to turn it on.
Okay, I feel like a superhero.
Awesome.
Maybe I'll be Wonder Woman for Halloween.
Mission accomplished.
Thank you so much, Dave.
Thanks, Allie.
I'm going to give you a hug. Thank you so much. Thank you.